Hi guys, welcome to TechBased. In this video, we're going to talk about the latest Windows 11 25H2 update for the May release. This is the C release or the feature update for the month of May. This is a pretty big update that also brings in the new low latency profile or the performance improvements inside the main release of Windows 11. So I think that is great news that Microsoft has added that really fast in my opinion. In this video, we are talking about the build 26200.8524 or build code KB5089573. So in this video, as always, we're gonna go over everything that is new, that is changed, and that is fixed in this update. And if you enjoy videos like these, please don't forget to leave a like below and also subscribe to TechBased channel with the notification bell activated so that you won't miss any future uploads like this one. So let's begin with the video. First of all, let me show you what you need to do in order to get this update and the latest features. Basically, you're just gonna have to open up the settings app, go into the Windows update section, and then make sure you enable get the latest updates as soon as they're available, and then click on check for updates. And this way, you should receive all the latest updates. But of course, certain features are slowly rolling out, such as the new CPU boost. I'm going to show you at the end of this video how to manually enable that and all the other features that are slowly rolling out if you want to have them as soon as possible. So let's begin with all the latest news and changes. First of all, Microsoft is announcing that secure boot certificates that are used by most Windows devices are set to expire starting in June 2026, and this might affect the ability of certain personal and business devices to boot securely if not updated in time. And Microsoft is basically providing an official article in which you'll be able to see how to update to the latest secure boot certificates. I think in the month of June, I'm also going to make another video in which I'll show you all the things that you need to do and that you need to check in order to be sure that you have the latest secure boot certificates. So first of all, in this update, Microsoft is bringing in the new shared audio feature. Basically, for devices that support it, we're going to be able to share audio with another person, and basically two people will be able to listen to the same audio from a single Windows 11 PC at the same time. Devices that use the Bluetooth LE audio broadcast technology will be able to use this new feature. We also have a few changes related to Magnifier. Basically, Microsoft is announcing that, first of all, Magnifier now provides clearer and more consistent announcements when working with a screen reader. Also, it now supports magnification of permitted protected content, and also this update improves smoothness when moving Magnifier in lens mode. There are also a few changes related to the Task Manager. Microsoft is adding some new sections and new columns. For example, the new optional NPU and NPU engine columns that are available now on the processes, users, and details pages, alongside with the NPU dedicated memory and NPU shared memory. Also in the performance section, Microsoft will add neural engines that are part of a GPU to be shown here on the performance page. This is also something pretty useful. And also a new optional isolation column will be able to be seen on the processes and details pages, which basically show which apps are running in an app container. Also, this update improves the CPU speed display on the performance page of Task Manager for VMs, so it doesn't show higher than expected numbers after resuming from hibernate. There are also some new group policies that can be set by admins or even normal users if they know what they're doing related to camera and the new multi-app camera feature. Basically, you're going to be able to find this under computer configuration, administrative templates, and Windows components, camera, and then here we're going to have the option configure camera options, and with this policy basically you can play around with all the features that you have on your camera. Related to Windows setup, Microsoft is announcing that you can now choose a custom name for your user folder directly in the Windows setup. That is pretty nice, and if this step is skipped, Windows just uses the default folder name and continues setup as usual. Now, as I've said, Microsoft is also bringing in the new CPU boost, the new low latency profile, or the performance improvement. Basically, Microsoft is describing this as a feature that accelerates app launch and core shells experiences, such as the start menu, search, and action center. What is this basically doing? Whenever you're launching apps or certain core experiences from Windows 11, it will boost up the CPU frequency to 100%, not the usage. And basically like this, you're going to have faster launch times for the start menu, File Explorer, also other apps, as I've said, for example, the Microsoft Store. And according to certain tests that were done, it should improve the app launching up to 40% and core Windows services and experiences up to 70%. I think that is pretty nice. If you want to enable this feature manually, because we cannot know for sure if it is enabled or disabled by default, I'm going to show you at the end of the video how to enable this as well. Now, related to Windows Hello, Microsoft is announcing that they're also doing some changes and improvements to Windows Hello. For example, this update optimizes the Windows biometric service to help improve performance when your device resumes for modern standby. This update also reduces unexpected authentication blocks in Windows Hello and enhanced sign-in security by resolving missing secure enrollment metadata. And also, this update improves sign-in behavior on the lock screen and sign-in screen. Related to Windows Search, Microsoft is announcing that Windows Search will now find and prioritize files with as few as 2 characters. There are also a few changes to the storage section inside system and then storage. For example, when you're trying to create a dev drive, you're also going to have the option to use the gigabyte size, not only megabytes, so that you can basically do custom amounts easier. And also whenever you're trying to view temporary files, you're going to be prompted by a user account control screen, so that of course everything is safer. We also have some improvements for USBs, sensors, also the human interface device, the HID, some improvements to the touch keyboard, for example, on the sign-in screen of Windows 11, the reliability of Explore.exe when closing the input switcher, and also performance when opening or navigating to the clipboard history have been improved in this update. Alongside with fonts improvements, task scheduler has also been improved so that it now saves column width adjustments. The loading of desktop icons should be faster, and also some small things related to the Microsoft Store. For example, this update includes underlying changes that improve download performance and bandwidth usage, and also this update improves error reporting when downloads fail due to Windows Update group policy settings being enabled. And yet again, Microsoft is announcing that this update improves Windows reliability on the sign-in and lock screens in File Explorer, and also when using touch gestures on touchscreen devices and when changing themes and settings. And of course, Microsoft is also providing a Windows Service Stack update so that you can receive and install Microsoft updates reliably. There's also a known issue that Microsoft is acknowledging. Basically, some people may encounter an error and the update can fail to install, but there's a video that I've done a few days ago and you can check it out if you want to see some temporary fixes to that issue as well. Now, if you want to enable all the latest features, basically the new low latency profile, shared audio, and other small improvements from this build that are slowly rolling out, you're going to have to set up Vive2 on your computer and run a single command. This is really easy to do. So basically, you can have Vive2 in the article below in the video's description. Make sure you get the latest version.zip, open it up using the File Explorer, then you can just extract everything into a dedicated folder like I've done before. I have here a folder, hidden features. I'm going to copy the location and then extract all the files there, and we are good to go. We've successfully set up Vive2. Now open up the search box, type in here CMD, run as administrator, click on yes, and then type in the command cd and then paste location where you extracted Vive2 and run this command, vive2/enable/id 58989092. You should receive the message successfully set feature configuration and you should be good to go. This command was found by Phantom of Earth on Twitter or x.com. Also, the command will be in the article below, so you can quickly copy and paste it from there. This is basically everything. This is the biggest Windows 11 25H2 May 2026 update, the feature update, which brings in quite a few new interesting things, and you can safely install this update because the known issue simply affects the install process. If you managed to successfully install it, you shouldn't have any issues with this update. As I've said, more information will be in the article below in the video's description and also on the official Microsoft blog post. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like below and also subscribe to the TechBased channel with notification bell activated so that you won't miss any future uploads like this one. I was your man from TechBased. Until next time, have a nice day.